Hello and welcome to Design or Design. My name is Maria and today we're going to be talking about fashion trends for spring summer 2023 accessory edition. But it's going to be part one. There's going to be another part because it was like way too long. So yes, be patient with me. Thank you. So today we're going to be talking about basically anything that is happening in the head region, like a hat, sunglasses, earrings, face jewelry, neck. Like, yes. So let's get started. There's going to be plenty of representation of what the styles are, and just take a look of how they're worn together. I think this would be the better way to use your time other than just knowing the trend. So we're talking about hats, and we have kind of like really wide brim hats and more of a smaller brim hat. Usually like it's up to your features which hat looks better on you. I prefer like a really wide brim hat just because like I'm a little bit bigger. A smaller brim hat on me looks weird and like not in a good way. We also see some bucket hats and just like really interesting creative ones, like just material ones. We also see in Vivetta like having like a little eye hole to see through. We also see more of a summer hat from Fendi, furry ones as well, and Etro, once again a bucket hat. I've been hating on a bucket hat like as it became popular, and it's still out there, so if you do love it, please do wear it. Don't think of what my opinion is basically what I like to wear and what I don't like to wear. So if you're not me, then you should not care whatsoever what I need to say about bucket hats. But we once again have them worn in like a very classy version and not so classy version. Next one is the hat, baseball hat. Very easy to style. We've seen this being worn by so many models off the runway. So it is very casual. You can introduce it pretty much to anything, even do kind of like a mix of styles with it, with having like a dress and the baseball hat. I am on a hunt for like a black nice hat. I've upcycled one of my partner's worn hats, but you can totally see that it's not brand new. It's like faded, and the logo that I cut out, you can see where it was stitched. But anyways, I quite like this trend. I would like to introduce that into my outfits. All right, next hat is a really interesting unique one from Gucci. Just do with it with what you want. Kenzo having lots of like sailor type hats as well as beret top hats. Not too many other shows had those, so you can just do whatever you want with this information. We also have like balaclava type hats, like very fitted, maybe like around the jawline, even sometimes with a mask to it. We see them in a few shows like in Off-White and GCDS. We also have just like headscarves out there in Max Mara, variety of colors, even a few patterns out there. We also see more of a turban style from Giambattista Valli with very elegant outfits. We've also seen a headscarf in Versace. I really like the pairing in Mosh as well. We also see kind of a mask thing, weird art object, and a few head accessories. I can't really say anything special about them, but they're on a voluminous side. So if you like that kind of a style, then go ahead, wear it as much as you can. We also have some interesting face head things from Raisa Vanessa. We also have some pearl things from Gucci, kind of like going from ear to ear. Erdem and a few other shows had a lot of veils, and not just as like a bridal look like you can see in Versace here. They're like in multiple of colors, having like a little mesh thing on top of your head. Quite like it. All right, let's talk about face jewelry. So we know that fashion industry was not a big fan of like piercings everywhere, but we do see more of it on the runways, it being more inclusive of other types of styles, and they have had a lot of it. So for instance, in Gucci, they actually had like a huge jewelry and that is not permanent. We also see just little nose rings here and there, maybe a jewel being like in the middle of a forehead, like in Giambattista, and as well as lip things. We also have this awesome feather looks from AC9. Balenciaga also had more like things than actual piercings, but it might be real, I don't know. We also have them in Balmain, just having very minimum piercings like on the lip or the nose. And yes, let's move on to sunglasses, because for spring summer that is what everybody needs. We have them in variety of sizes. So we're right now taking a look on a larger scale, something that we've not been seeing on the runway. So it's a return of it for sure. We have them in a variety of frame colors and shapes. So for sunglasses, don't go after trends, go for something that would look good on you, and it's just a matter of trying things on, seeing how you like them. Just don't be afraid. Like go to the store, ask to try on everything and look for how your style matches to that pair of sunglasses, like Enrico ones here that are basically a shield, which is really convenient when you don't want to do your makeup, honestly. I quite like it. The only thing is my face is very expressive and I like to smile a lot, so whenever I smile the sunglasses always rise up and that just annoys me. Anyways, we also have a medium size sunglasses. This is probably the most popular on the runway. It could go either like a little bit more sporty or a little bit on like a cat eye shape, like a little bit more of a 50s look. We'll also see some very retro creative ones as well on the runways, and with different color frames as well as just the regular ones. Like a lot of the kind of an oval black shape has been present on the runways, as well as other shapes. Honestly, when it comes to sunglasses, just go for whatever that suits you the most. Don't go for the most trendiest thing, just because like if it's trendy, it's gonna lose its value right after the trend ends, and what are you gonna do? It's just gonna be there collecting dust. But if it looks good on you, you'll continue wearing it even though it might not be the pinnacle of trend at the moment. Okie doke. So we see a lot of those sunglasses in Valentino, in Kenzo, in pretty much almost every single show that had sunglasses did feature a medium size glasses, either on a sporty side or a more classy side. We also seen some of them being more of the safety goggles, but like not super big. All right, we also have some examples on a smaller side, like from Dolce & Gabbana as well as Tom Ford, having them very skinny but still usable in my opinion. So it just depends on your features and what works best with you. All right, next one up is a sport sunglasses. So kind of like the glasses that one would wear if they're going out on like a bicycle or something, and more of like an alien-esque version as well. So something a little bit more chunkier, more plasticky, maybe like a wraparound bike sunglasses, as I mentioned. We also have even goggles on Runway in Burberry show. So anything works. We also see a lot of the aviator style sunglasses. This is something that was considered to be an anti-trend for a little bit, like since the 2010, I guess. And they are coming back on the runway slowly but surely. So if you do like this kind of a sunglasses form you are free to experiment and introduce it back into your closet. If you've been continue wearing it, good for you. Anyways, next trend is of course Y2K, like very like tinted glass, maybe like a little detail of a heart emoji, something maybe with crystals. As you can see, yeah, tinted glasses, the majority of it having like either a gray, a pink, a purple, green, anything goes, and the shape of it as well. We also see some creative sunglasses out there, but not too many. And the classics, of course, are still popular. If you're enjoying this content so far, please consider to like this video, maybe even write me a little nice comment down below. And if you're not already, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thanks. Let's move on to earrings. And one of the major trends would be the asymmetry. And we've seen this throughout like a long time. So if you're not comfortable having asymmetrical earrings, just, I don't know, try it. Try something small. Don't go for like craziness. Like for instance, I'm right now wearing little circle thingies that are gold. Sometimes I just take one down and put another one of like a smaller scale earring, like maybe a safety pin kind of a thing, and it's pretty cool. It gives me like an interest, and nobody asks me if I lost an earring, because whenever I wear like a statement one earring, everybody's like, oh my gosh, where is the other earring? You lost it, let me help you look for it. But here you can see that there are, for instance, if they're longer, one would be a little bit shorter, but in the same style for sure. I really hate when they do sell just the one earring. It's like, what am I gonna do with this? Can you at least give me like a little stud in the other or something? But you could definitely work around that with maybe if you lost one earring but you kept in another one, and try to match either the metal or maybe the color, or maybe just go for like a little stud in one and that one in the other. And the next one is the kind of large, big earrings, statement earrings, if you would say, and some really statement earrings right here. I don't know if it's even allowed on the YouTube. I didn't show it, you guys, it was the designers. So you can see some very dramatic earrings. Once again, don't follow the trend to the T. Look for what your facial structure asks for and move on from there. So try on a small pair of earrings, see how your features play around with it. Do you look more stricter? Do you look older? Or maybe you look great, but then try a different one, like maybe a really large circular earrings, and see how you look with those. So sometimes your facial features will tell you what kind of earring you should go for. So it's not completely up to you. Sometimes your features are restrictive a little bit, but here we see so many larger, more of a curved earring. I do like a larger earring. I'm not wearing one right now because I'm wearing a choker that would make noise if I would move around. I already made that mistake not too long ago. So I am not doing that at the moment. But we do see them being in more like an elegant but very big earrings. Like right now in Yves Saint Laurent, we have like, they're really huge. They're like almost half of the ear. Giambattista as well, having these really big earrings. I wonder if they have like a support so they don't get your ear down too much, because that is one of my major things that I'm scared about, is getting my ears stretched so much, because like they don't come back. You would need to get them surgically approved. Like the Kardashian mom did it. She had her ears done, so they wouldn't look droopy. Anyways, moving on, we have some more interesting earrings, more like in a geometric thing, either like a stick or like something else. In a few shows we do have hoops, and they are on a larger side, and sometimes they're like wrapped in leather or some other material, just the regular ones as well. We also see them being kind of on like smaller to medium size as well. So these are really like not a big deal. I feel like we've seen hoops around forever. So if you like them, you can continue wearing them because they are more like Y2K trends. So as long as it's up there, it's going to happen. All right, so let's move on to more like a subtle earring that is just there. Maybe it's in color, maybe it's just a little hanging thing. So symmetry is still present. It's not like every single model out there was having asymmetric earring. We also have the longer version, very classy, like in Chanel right here. We have Louis Vuitton also having a very long earring, almost like to the chest area. We also see more of the just little dots here and there, a little bit on a chunkier but smaller scale. That's really counterintuitive, but it is working. We see a lot of crosses in blue marine happening there. I guess you could say that they are little dangly earrings. Also in a Dolce Gabbana as well, having a lot of crosses in their shows, but it's one of their staples. We also see some drop earrings, some dolphin earrings in Burberry, and some ear guards. And of course, we do have sets of like earring and a necklace. Maybe they're in the same metal, maybe they are just like the same style, but they are there. And this is a perfect continuation into the necklaces. We have so many chokers out there. They're having their time on the runway, that's for sure. We have some really massive big ones in Dolce Gabbana. We also have more on a daintier side as well. So if your neck just is not built for a chunky necklace, that's all right. You can do like a little strip here. We also have necklaces that are very tight, maybe not quite the choker itself, but maybe just below that. We have some studded one in Acne Studios, really cool ones, as well as like a little bow and a flower version of that as well. Some seashells out there. I've seen a few of those, and some really funky ones, floral ones as well. We also have them layered with other jewelry. So if you like a choker moment, get them out. Right now I'm wearing one that I have repurposed. It used to be a belt, but then the belt broke, so I made it into a choker. I quite like it. It's a little bit noisy when I'm wearing larger earrings, but you know. Okay, so we are still seeing more of a choker type necklace, so something very close to the neck. It is definitely one of the most prominent trends on the runways. Almost every single show had something like this. Yeah, so more of a collar length, which would be about like 16 inches kind of necklaces were a big thing as well. So like a choker or this was there for sure, like more of a classical version as well, with a matching earring or like a matching bracelet. We also do see some pendant style, maybe something like a little princess 18-inch or like Mateen 24-inch kind of a chain with a little pendant there, or a cross, or something interesting. There was even a tassel ones like that as well. Not too many of the super low pendants, but there were a few. If you like that kind of a style, maybe it just accentuates you a little bit more, go up for it. We also see some very chunky pendants in Jacquemus, as well as Ulla Johnson having like a really big pendant out there. And this continues into a chunky necklaces. So we've seen the chunky chains. Not so much chains this time around, more like organic shapes, and like we see here, but also like maybe flowers, maybe just like a full plate, maybe an interesting version of that. But chunky is definitely there. Like in Dress Van Noten, we have glass items. They had earrings made of glass, they had jewelry glass. In the next video we will talk about bracelets and rings, but pretty chunky things, don't you think? So we do see some chunkier chains, but not to the extent. It's not like the number one thing. It's kind of dying out a little bit. But let's take a look at layered necklaces. We see a lot of that representation in Dolce & Gabbana, as well as Fendi, as well as in Blue Marine. Once again, having crosses and just like logos and like 3 necklaces at a time. But Blue Marine definitely did have very long necklaces. So if you'd like that, take a look at how they styled them. We also see Chanel. Of course, Chanel having their signature looks there. Versace, once again, layered necklaces here and there. Another trend that we have is kind of like floral fabric trend, having like a little accent on the neck with those. We also see a few ties here and there, as well as kind of neck scarf, but not really. Balenciaga had a really weird one. We also have kind of headscarves and a regular striped scarf like this in Kenzo, as well as a little knot tie thing. Gucci also had like a continental tie or lavalier, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that, as well as some regular office type ties as well. All right, well, this kind of comes to a conclusion of the video. I hope that you figured out some new ways that you could style some of your existing jewelry, but I feel like you could uplift a really good base wardrobe with a new type of necklace or jewelry, sunglasses for sure. Anyways, once again, I have so many videos about the trends, about fashion. So if you're really looking forward to the season and you have no idea what to wear, then I encourage you to check it out. Especially if you know a few things that you already have and you're trying to figure out what to style it with, you can definitely just skip to the part of the video where I'm talking about that and try to figure out, look at the way things are styled, because most of fashion is just styling, you guys. Yes. Where am I going with this? Like, share, comment. And honestly, my channel, I put really a lot of effort into it and it's growing very slowly, and I would really appreciate if you would share it with somebody who loves fashion as well. And yes, on that note, thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more of my own style, then I encourage you to check out my Instagram page and maybe DM me with saying, hey, I came here from your YouTube. That would be really cool. Anyways, I hope you're having the best rest of the day and stay classy. Bye.